Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Okay, today's review is going to be on these, which are TP-Link Tapo energy monitoring smart plugs. Bit of a mouthful, but what they are is, I've had a couple of them, the standard ones, the non-energy monitoring ones, for a while now, connected to my heater behind me in the shed here and me electric underblanket in the bedroom. And I can turn them on and off from the pub or whatever while I'm out and get it to heat up an hour later or whatever. You can schedule times for them to come on and off and all sorts, all from the luxury of your phone. But the addition on these ones, or sorry, that's the standard one, on these ones, and they look exactly the same. There is no difference in size or anything like that. As you can see, whoops, they're both exactly the same size, same features, everything, same button on the side where you can turn them on and off manually. The only reason you'd know the difference is by reading the tiny print on the label. But what these have got, that I've just got, is, like I say, energy monitoring, which via your phone app can give you a graph of what your consumption is on these appliances over 24 hours, 7 days, a month or whatever. So you can monitor your energy consumption. So what I'm going to do is I've put one already on my TV behind me, which is low energy consumption. I don't really need it on there, but it'd be handy to just connect it from my phone. I've got one on my heater behind me. So that'll be interesting to know. That was just the manual one before. And then the two remaining ones I'm going to put on my washing machine and my new heat pump tumble dryer. I've just done a review on that. If you want to click up here, there's a full review on that, a Candy heat pump tumble dryer compared to a normal condensing tumble dryer of my daughter's, to show you how much electricity they save. And that's fantastic. But I did that test with this, and this is how I've sort of been monitoring and doing my videos on oil-filled heaters and that, to show how much to consume by using this. But of course, it's just a manual thing. You put it in there and it gives you readings of your kilowatt hours used. These you can do remotely from the luxury of sitting down and looking at your phone, and also build up, like I say, a month's worth, a week's worth, 24 hours worth of use. So that's a really good feature. So I'll show you in reality on my phone screen later on. But if we have a look on Amazon where I got them, here, so these are the ones I got. TP-Link Tapo smart plug with energy monitoring. So like I say, if you do want this energy monitoring edition, make sure you get them ones, because there are other ones without the energy monitoring. And if you look here, they were $34.99 for 4. One on its own is $9.99, so 4 would be 40 quid with energy monitoring. Without the energy monitoring, it's $8.99. So for the extra quid, you might as well get the one with energy monitoring. And like I said, the beauty of them is, there you can see a graph of how much you're using, and you can type in how much per kilowatt hour your tariff is, and it will actually give you how much in money you have used. So we'll be going through all that, but they were the ones I got from Amazon. So we'll be going through all that in detail and how to connect them. Now, to connect them, and why I've bought the TP-Link Tapos again, is they are an absolute dream to connect. Some of these smart devices, like the actual tumble dryer itself, is Wi-Fi controlled, and although it doesn't give you energy consumption, it's just to turn it on and select the program and that. And I have got an immersion heater switch, which again I did a video on. Click up here. Wi-Fi controlled immersion heater switch, which is capable of switching heavy loads. Once they're connected and you've paired them up with your device, they work great, but that initial pair up for some things can be an absolute pig. I don't know whether you've ever had these smart things and they've refused to connect. But what the problem usually is they only like connecting to 2.4 gigahertz. But most routers, most modern routers now, Wi-Fi routers, are dual band, 5 gig and 2.4 gig. So what you've got to do is go into your routers control page, a web page, through like an URL for your router, and turn off the 5 gigahertz part of it, then connect your devices when it's only on 2.4 gig, and then reconnect your 5 gig. And it's a bit of a mess about. So with these, none of that. They just instantly connect. And in fact, the instructions that come with it is this, your usual multi-language paper, but the only instructions in total in English is that. And basically all it says is download the Tapo app from the App Store or Google Play, follow the instructions in the Tapo app to complete the setup, because everything is done from the app, and it's an absolute dream. It walks you through it, and it connects first time every time. It has done for me. So like I said, I've just replaced this non-energy monitoring one with one of these for me heater behind me in the shed. I've got one on the TV up there, and I'm going to put the other two on the washing machine and the tumble dryer. Now, I hardly ever use the washer or the tumble dryer. It's just me on my own here, so I only use it like once a week or every couple of weeks or whatever. Use the fire every day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple of weeks or whatever and build up some energy use on them two devices and the heater behind me, and show it in full over a month how it goes up and down. I've already filmed the connection of it, and that's an absolute doddle, and I'll have my phone recorder full screen on the screen as well. So I'm going to connect them now to the washer and the dryer. Wait a couple of weeks or so, get some energy monitoring done, and then we can have a full look at the graphs. Okay, so I'm recording this with my phone just blue tacked there, just to show you I am actually doing it live and how easy it is. But as soon as I start doing it, I'll put a better recording of the phone on screen, so you can see it a bit clearer, the actual screen recording. So first of all, dead easy, you just unplug whatever's plugged in the socket you need. I did have that plugged in the previous version of this, the non-energy monitoring one, so I've uninstalled that from the Tapo app, and you now put that in, and you can see, I don't know whether you can see, I'll turn the light off. You can see there the little bulb on the top is flashing orange and green. Might look red and green to you, but you can see it flashing orange and green. I'll leave the light off for this, I think it's a bit clearer. So we're ready to install the first plug. So after you've downloaded the Tapo app, click on its icon there. Now I've already got 3 items in. I did have 4, I've uninstalled one. So I'm going to add a new item. If this is your first one, you won't have anything there, obviously. So you click top right hand corner there, you click the little cross where it says plus, and it asks you what device you're adding. There's various cameras, plugs, well, we click here on the left hand side, plugs, and we're adding a Tapo P110. The other one I had was a 100 or a 105 or whatever. This is a P110, the one with the energy monitor on it. So we click that, and it's now saying power it up, put it in, and wait till the orange and green lights are flashing. Click down here, already orange and green. If it isn't, click down there and it'll take you to some others, but I've never had one not notice it, so I'm not going to go through that menu. So it's already flashing green and orange, so we click that. Right, now it's saying Tapo app wants to use a temporary Wi-Fi to connect to your device. Yes. Connect. Now it's now looking for the Tapo device. And it's now searching for your Wi-Fi network. Now up here, this one here, that is my Wi-Fi network. If yours isn't listed there, or you've got two networks, whatever, like I have there, I've got this top one that's via the Deco sort of range extending mesh system, and the bottom one is direct to the router. So I want it on the mesh system, which is that one. And obviously it's got my password in already. Normally you would have to put your password in if you're starting from scratch. That's the password for your router. Then click next, and it's saying, do you want me to connect it to that network name and the password? And then next. I won't fast forward this, I'll just leave it in real time to show you how long it takes. Okay, so name your device. Now, I suggest you don't call it smart plug, because you'll end up with loads of, when you ask ALEXA, I won't say her name, to turn it on, if you do link to that, you'll want a specific name. So I'm going to call this, go on, I'll call it trying to do this sideways. Shed shed heater. Next. What room is it in? I've already linked things in my shed and the bedroom, so they're already in the menu, but normally that'll be blank. You can click custom, or sometimes it comes up with a list of rooms like lounge, kitchen, this, that and the other. So you click the room you want, or if you want to call it a specific thing, click custom, and then you can call the room whatever you like. So mine is in my shed, so I'm going to leave it on shed. And then it's asking you to click an icon. So if you're controlling a fan or a light, you would click one of them. There's no actual icon I can see there for a heater, so I'm just going to leave it on the plug icon at the top left. Click next, and you have configured your Tapo device. Make sure you use the latest firmware for optimum performance. So click the bottom and it checks the firmware. Firmware update, new firmware is available. Update now. Pretty quick updating. Installing. You hear the plug clicked then. The light has now gone a steady green at the top. Congratulations, your Tapo device is up to date and ready to use. And then you click sounds good. This screen here, it's on about the firmware updates. It's set to update the firmware between 3 AM and 5 AM. Obviously the least likely time you'll be using it, but you can set that to update the firmware automatically whenever you like. Click got it, and you can now see we've got an extra one in there now, shed heater. Now I've already linked mine to I'll say now to Alexa. So the other plugs, so that will now recognise the word shed heater. So we'll just try it now. Alexa, turn on shed heater.
Okay.
We were actually already on and could see the blue thing was lit up. So we'll turn it off now and you should see that light go red. Alexa, turn off shed heater.
Okay.
You sort of click, go off, and it went off. If we click it on there, it's off now. To do it manually, you just click that and you'll see the green light come on. Click it again, and it does like a little buzz, and the plug itself clicks to show it's on and off. And then you can click schedule. I'll go through these now and I'll just do the screen recorder on the screen on its own, because I've shown you everything we need to do for the plug. Plug that in now. That's now controlling the shed heater, so it's off at the moment. So again, I'll turn it on. Alexa, turn on shed heater.
Okay.
That's now come on. Okay, so before I move on to show you all the screens in detail and what you can do, I'm going to install another 2 appliances just to show you, again in real time, how easy to install. So I've just dragged my washing machine out and, oh God, it was minging behind there. There's no way I was going to video that. And so I've just been about 20 minutes cleaning the floor and the lid of the washing machine. And I've plugged the Tapo plug in. It's flashing orange and green now. So we're going to add that plug now. Now, I've not tried it yet, so I don't know whether... When I did my other one in the heater in here and the others, I've been right next to the plug with my phone app. This time I'm sat here in the shed, obviously, and the kitchen's about 20 foot away. So I'm hoping that it links okay. So, but we'll soon try. I've not done it yet. It's in real time. So we're going to click here, the top right hand corner, the little plus sign to add a device, and then again down the left, cameras, plugs, bulbs, blah blah blah. Click on plugs. The one I've got is the third one down there, the Tapo P110. Click on that. Plug in your device within your Wi-Fi coverage and check the LEDs blinking orange. So it is in the Wi-Fi coverage, obviously, and it's already orange and green. So click that. It says keep your phone or tablet close, but like I say, it isn't close. Right, this is a different screen that was coming up next. It's saying connect your Tapo device to your phone or tablet's Wi-Fi settings and join your network. So I'll just interrupt here for a second, because slight discrepancy there, as you saw. When I connected the first plug for my shed heater behind me, I was next to the plug with my phone while doing it, and it said something like it's now connecting to a temporary network, and it said Tapo dash plug or something, connected temporary, and then you connected to your main network at home. On this one, it didn't show that screen, the temporary one. It just said we're now trying to connect to your home network, and it went into your network page and asked, is that the one you want to do it? So slight discrepancy there, and I'm wondering whether it's because I was next to it with my phone when I did the first one, and this one I'm like 20 foot away. But like I said, this time it's missed that temporary network thing out, but doesn't really matter. It just directs you on your phone to exactly the same screen as the other later, and as you'll see, it's just as straightforward and connects instantly. I'll go into my settings now. Searching for Wi-Fi. Yeah, Tapo plug 4905. I'm assuming it's that one. I don't know why it said saved. It has no internet access. Yeah, well, we know that. So no internet. So I'll go back to the Tapo app now. Yeah, and I'm already connected there at the bottom. So it's now looking for that Tapo device. Okay, so yeah, it's asking to your network, your main home network, and and its password, obviously. So click next. Next. So it's now connecting to the home network. Okay, and it's asking for its name. So again, I'm going to call this, I'll do it all in uppercase. I'm going to call it washing machine. Click next. And this time it's kitchen. And next. And the symbol I'll pick is probably the third one down, looks like a washing machine. Next. So you've configured your Tapo, make sure you're using blah blah blah. Oh, check firmware. Sounds good. Got it. Okay, and you can see now we've set washing machine at the top right there. So I'm going to go and check it actually operates the washing machine. I'll then do the same with the tumble dryer, and I won't go run through all the tumble dryer because it'll just be, unless there's anything different crops up, I'll tell you about it. But it should be just exactly the same as that, just as you've seen now. Okay, so I've just connected the tumble dryer plug to it as well. And this time I've stood right next to the tumble dryer when I did it to see if that temporary network thing came up like it did on the first plug. But no, it didn't either. So it's nothing to do with how close to the appliance you are with your phone, because it did the same as it's just done on the washing machine one here. So I don't know what it is. That's like sort of like, it's not a glitch as such, but it's curious why that screen happened for the first one I tried, but not the next two. If it was the very first Tapo plug I was ever putting in the house, fair enough, I could understand it. But I already had two conventional ones without the data logging, the energy analysing part on it. So I don't know, but maybe it was the first energy monitoring plug I'd used, and the next one's being energy monitoring plugs. It didn't need that screen, but whatever, it's a minor thing. But whether you get that screen or not, it guides you in the right direction. And as you see, everything was straightforward. It never failed to connect once, and it's a couple of minutes and that's it. So I've got them all installed now. What I'm going to do is wait a couple of weeks to get some energy analysis on the tumble dryer and the washing machine. The heater, like I said, I use every day, so I've already got the graph showing of that, my usage yesterday and today. But obviously I've not used them two yet, and I use them hardly ever, once or twice a week, once a fortnight sometimes. So I might use them a couple of times more often just to get this video uploaded. And then we'll have a look at the full energy consumption of them graphs, and I'll go through all the other screen as well, with all the functions you can set for like on-off times and linking with Alexa and things like that. I'll also briefly go through a little camera I've got at the back there, a Tapo camera, very similar to this one, which was not very reliable, one I got off Amazon a couple of years ago. But I loved the idea of it, but it was very, very flaky connecting and not connecting. But so I bought a Tapo one, knowing how great they were, and that has been fantastic. So I'm not going to give a full tutorial of that, but I'll just show you some of the screens it gets and some of the controls you can get on that, because it connects exactly the same as a Tapo plug. But like I say, give us a couple of weeks. I'll get all that energy analysis together, so next time you see me, it'll be in 2 weeks. Okay, so it's been not quite a couple of weeks, about a week and a half now, but I've used the tumble dryer a couple of times. I've used the washing machine a couple of times, and of course I've used the heater behind me every day because it's still cold. So I'm going to go through the screens now, showing you all that you can do with the schedules, the times, and more importantly, specifically for this device, the energy monitoring variety, showing you all the graphs and the energy usage and stuff like that. And it's really good. It gets right into it, and I find it dead interesting comparing energy usage of one appliance to the other. So like I said, I'm going to go through them screen by screen now in quite some detail. Again, it might go on a bit, but I know some people say sometimes they go on too long, these videos, but I don't like skimming over anything, because if you like, you can skip on the little red line underneath here to the bit you need, and bypass the bits you don't. But if I leave something out, well, I've left it out forever, haven't I? So hopefully it will be of use if you're setting up and you want to see exactly what these little gizmos can do. So let's go into it now. We'll start up, and I'll pull up on the screen here now. I'm doing a screen record, so we'll do that now. So obviously you click on your icon, Tapo icon. Don't know whether it's Tapo or Tapo or whatever, but so you can see I've got the tumble dryer, the washing machine, the shed heater, the shed TV, the shed camera, and I'll go into the camera as well. Not a full install or everything. It installs the same as one of the plugs, but it's the little camera behind me, and I'll show you how good that is as well very soon. And we've got the bedroom plug. The bedroom plug, if we look at that, if I click on that, you can turn it on and off. There's no extra data on that. If I bring up the data page, you can see it's just schedule away timer today. There's no tells you how many hours you've used it, but there's no power usage. You're not telling you how many watts or kilowatts or whatever it's used. Now, one interesting thing is when we're on them, so I'll go on to the shed heater first behind me here. As you can see now, it took me a while to find out how to get into the screen because we've got schedule away and timer at the bottom, which I'll show you. But to get into the data on consumption, the kilowatts it's used, what it is, it's that little tiny arrow there. I don't know whether you can see, but just above where it says away, there's a little arrow there, and you put your hand on that and bring it up, and that's where you get your things from. Because it's not very intuitive, that. You think there'd be a bigger button instead of that tiny little arrow. That's how you get to it. So, but first of all, we'll start on here, schedule, away and timer, and we'll do that. So this is for all the plugs, the energy analyzing ones or the bog standard ones without that. You've got the schedule, away and timer. So we'll quickly skim through that. You can see it's on at the moment behind me because it's now the 3rd of March and it's still pretty cold. It's only 7 degrees outside. And again, I'm running it off the car. I've got an electric car, an EV with a thing called V2L, vehicle to load. So you can run appliances and things off the car using that as a giant battery pack. So what I do is I charge that up on cheap rate electric at night from 9:30 till 2 a.m. 8 pence per kilowatt hour. And then I use that all the following day and it'll run 3 or 4 days off the car, the whole shed, heater, telly, everything. But that's in a total another video. If you look up here, click on that if you're interested. But anyway, back to this. Okay, so I'm just squeezing this bit in now. I'd finished doing the entire video and I'm just in editing now, and I realised I didn't tell you about ALEXA. So I'll squeeze that bit in now before we get on with the how the screens look. Yeah, you can set these up to work with Alexa. I'll show you in a second. I didn't want to say it now because it starts telling me a joke or something. But yeah, you can set them up. You only have to set it up once in the app. Go on it and recognise Tapo plugs, and that is it. You don't have to set one up for every room. Once you've set up Tapo plugs, she recognises whether you're calling it shed heater, bedroom plug, whatever. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that now. You obviously can't see it come on behind me, but you might hear the click of it coming on. Alexa, turn off shed heater.
Okay.
So just before she said okay then, I don't know whether you heard a very faint tick. That was it going off. I'll do it again, so you should hear it, just a very, very tiny tick. I'm not sure whether the mic's sensitive enough to pick it up, but Alexa, turn on shed heater.
Okay.
So yeah, it works perfectly. You can be in the pub and set the shed to be warm when I get home at night, or the electric blanket or whatever. So just to show you that yes, they do very reliably fully integrate into Alexa. Okay, back with what the screens look like now. And if we click on schedule, add a schedule. So you click the little arrow at the top right, and there you can set it to come on and off. So turn this device on either at sunrise or sunset or a certain custom time, turn it on. And again, below it there where it says off in the middle there, you'd select it on and off, or sunrise and sunset according to what it dictates sunrise and sunset to be. And again, you can do that a one off, or you can do it along the bottom there every single day. If we go back, the next one along the bottom there is away. So it says, set a period of time during which the Tapo device will be randomly turned on and off to make it seem like someone is home. So you'd connect that to a light. You can set it to come on and off at certain times of the day, at random times, either every day or every day of the, either one off or every day of the week. And you'd start and it'd show as if somebody was at home, obviously, as it says. And again, timer there. Again, easy. Got an on button and an off button. So set it to come on at, say, you could set, say, to come on at a cheap rate. For me, that's 9:30 at night. So 9:30 at night, and then turn off at 11:30 at night or something like that. So they're the basic controls that are available for all these plugs. But if we go on, like I said, little arrow there, so just above the little aeroplane on away, you'll see a little up arrow. Put your finger on there and swipe up the screen, and we'll see what the shed heater has used. Now, it shows you there, today it's used 2.8 kilowatts. I've been in here, well, it's counting today as obviously after midnight, and it was about 2:30 in the morning I left here. So I've had 2.5 hours last night, and it's now 1:30. I've been in here since 9:30. So yeah, quite a few hours. But anyway, 2.8 kilowatts it's used this month, and the current power. If we click under where it says show more, this is where it gets interesting. Now at the very top there, where it says energy monitor, you'll see energy usage in blue and power in black. At the moment we're on energy usage, so just at the very top there, energy usage, this is the energy we've used. So under that, day, month and year. Now I'm pretty sure it said in the instructions that it wipes the memory after a month. I'm not too sure on that because I haven't had them a month yet, but it does say year there, so it may keep this for up to a year. But you can see today's total is 2.841 kilowatts, and these blue stripes here, if we click on each one individually, that gives you the time. So that's March the 3rd, from midnight till 1 a.m. I used 0.5 kilowatt, and then from 1 till 2 this morning I used another 0.5 kilowatt, 0.569. Then there's a big gap there along the bottom, obviously, between the two columns. That's all the hours I didn't use it. And then again, click on the first left one. March the 3rd, 11 till 12. Between 11 and 12, it used 0.6 of a kilowatt. Then 0.6 after that. Between 1300 and 1400, and it's only 140 now, it's only used 0.43, and so on and so on. And you can scroll back every day, February 28th, February 27th, and see all them. So that's great. So that's over a day. Each screen represents a day. If I click above there, month, that's it per month. So that's March 2023. The 3rd of Feb 2023. 3rd of March 2023, 3rd of the 1st, and so on. And then year. It gets mixed up. Each one then is like a month. So that's spread over a whole year at the bottom. You'll see there 1 to 12. 1 to 12 along the bottom is the months of the year. So there's that. So that's energy usage. The bit I found the most fascinating is power. So again, if you click at the top on power, so power is now blue, and we're on the power graph. Now you can see it's very, very tight, but we can spread it with our wings, pinch and save, and you can spread that map apart. But it's easier to see it widescreen. Now it doesn't tilt, as you can see, it doesn't tilt when you tilt your phone. What you've got to do is click that little icon there, and that puts it into landscape mode. So like I said, this is what I find fascinating. There, we're at the past 24 hours, and this is the power usage of the heater behind me. So if I click anywhere on these blue lines, if I click on that one there, at 11:20 on March 3rd, 2023, that's today, it was using 8.78 kilowatts. Because I just had the one switch on the fire, on the heater. So with one switch, it's just like 1 kilowatt. It's a bit less watts when I'm running off the car because it's slightly reduced voltage. So it's only 800 watts. And then if I click at the top there, you can see then at 11:35, it was using 1.69, so 1.7 kilowatts. So that's when I flicked both switches on. And you can see there it's using that for a little bit of time till from 11:35 till 11:40, and then it shot right down to 1 watt because the thermostat shut off. It was off a bit, and then as you can see on the chart, it's up, on for a bit, down, off, on for a bit, down. So you can see there the thermostat kicking in there. And again, we can go back to 7 days and see how much it's cost. We'll go on to the tumble dryer. So today, because I used it early hours of this morning, it's used 0.665 kilowatts. This month it's used 3 kilowatts. At the moment it's using less than 1 watt. Again, if I click show more, and if I click on power, you can see, if I spread that out, it's sort of like quite interesting. At 22:05 last night, it was using 439 watts. And you can see it slowly goes up. It's like a sort of mountain range climbing up there to a maximum of 575 watts. And that's from when it started at 22:05 till 1:10. So 22:05, 23:05, 12. It's quite a long cycle that I put it on, an eco sort of thing. But you can see in all that time how much it used. If I click back on energy usage, you can see all it used today is 0.56 plus 0.99. So, because it spanned midnight, you see. So yeah, it came on there between 9 and 10. It used 0.064 because I didn't put it on till about 20 to 10, I don't think. And then while it's using 0.4 kilowatts, 0.5 kilowatts, and then it ran over into that. So 0.4, about 1.5 kilowatts it used. It was quite a big load last night and quite wet, sort of straight out of the washer. And it only used 1.5 kilowatts because it's a brand new heat pump tumble dryer. Again, click up there for a full review I did on that. Absolutely fantastic. If you're thinking of getting a tumble dryer, please, please, please pay that little bit extra and get a heat pump type tumble dryer. The amount of energy they save is amazing compared to my daughter's standard condensing one. And yeah, it'll pay for itself in next to no time. Even for me, who hardly uses it. If you're a family using it quite often, pay for itself within a year easily. So yeah, bit of advice there. Get a heat pump tumble dryer. And again, we can go back, seeing there, it didn't use anything there that whole day because it's just 0.001 of on standby or whatever. And if we go on to power usage, there, different days. That's 7 days. That was a different graph. Washing machine, I'll just show you quickly. Where are we? Washing machine. Again, that is used today. Nothing because I didn't have that on after midnight. This month I've used 1.6 kilowatts because we're only 3 days into this month. You can see how little I use the washer, but again, you can click on it and it can show you how much you use. Now, you can set up to actually set up your cost, you click this little edit pen here where it says bill of this month, 0.13 of a pound. If you click that there, you can set it there per kilowatt, 0.08 Great Britain pound per kilowatt hour, because I only use my washer and dryer after between 9:30 and 2:30, and don't let it run over as much as I can help it over 2:30 because in AM, because that's when the higher rate electricity kicks in. So I'll only ever use it when it's at 8 pence per kilowatt hour, and that keeps the bills really small. Bill type singular billing. It will always be calculated at the same price, or periodic billing. If you clicked on that, you can set you'll be able to set the different time tariffs, and it will know, and it'll calculate your bill for if it's run over into the higher rate electric. But like I say, I'm just happy with the singular one because that's all I'll be using it at. And again, the heater behind me, I'll only be using it when it's plugged into the car. So basically, that is it. I think I've gone through everything. Very top there, that little thing where it's energy. Oh yeah. Again, right at the very top, forgot to show you that little square thing. That's a calendar. So you click on that. You can see in March, we're only 3 days into March. It tells you the total energy used, 1.6 kilowatts. February, less because I didn't have these devices plugged in, then only used the washer once, and you can see the days it's been used. Like I said, I did read somewhere that it deleted these after 30 days. We'll have to see that, I'm not sure. But it's going back to January there anyway. So I think I've covered everything. I'll just have a quick look. The 3 little spots at the top. You can export all data or delete all data. I think I've been through everything. So yeah, as you can see, really good info. I just find it fascinating. It's totally impractical to use this energy plug. I love this, by the way, and I'll put if you are interested in something like this, it's used in the other videos where I reviewed these oil-filled radiators. Again, I'll stick a link up there for that. I'll put a link in the description where I got that from Amazon. It's really nice. A blue display, backlit display, gives you kilowatt hours, peak usage, minimum usage, blah blah blah. So that's handy if you can get at the plug like I did here, and I could film it. But obviously your washing machine, there's no way you can just keep plugging this in and out to do videos, a big bulky washing machine, whereas the little Tapo energy analyzing plugs just stays in there all the time. They can take up to 13 amp load, so you can work that out, say 2 to sort of 2.5 kilowatt, I would say, safe load. If you're thinking of switching something like an immersion heater, if it's over 3 kilowatt, I would look at getting a dedicated immersion heater timer for that. But yeah, really good for like a tenner each, or 35 quid for 4 of them. I think they're an absolute bargain. And like I said, they really are reliable and a dream to set up. Before I go, though, I just want to show you the little camera behind me. I'm just going to sort of set that up on here now, and I'll show you the quality of the pictures you get with that. I won't show you installing it, because it installs exactly the same. You just plug it in, search for the thing. On that list where it said plugs, lights, whatever, you would click cameras, select your required camera, and it just installs the same. But I'll go through a few screens now, and I'll show you exactly how the camera works. You can probably just see it behind me on the shelf. It's that one there, the lower one. That's the Tapo one you can just see in shot. That one above, which looks very similar, is one I got off eBay or Amazon a couple of years ago. When it worked fine, but that was the problem. It would hardly ever connect. Every time you went to see it, was having trouble disconnecting, and connecting it was rubbish. It was a pig to set up. Whereas again, the Tapo one there, absolute dream, just like the plugs. So let's have a look at that now. We'll go into that. So again, you click on the Tapo icon. And there it is, bottom left on mine, shed camera. I've put it down as garage, but I'll turn it to shed one day. And that's the live image it's picking up now. Now you can hear the voice because they were getting a bit of feedback. There's a microphone on it, and you can press and talk into it. I'll show you that. But like I said, we might get more feedback. But like I said, that's the image at the moment. You're best turning it horizontal. So as I turn it now, flip the phone. We're now horizontal. And you can see what a great image it is. If I pinch and squeeze, that's great. So that's on my 3D printer. That's one of the main reasons I bought it. I can monitor my prints. Okay, so I've cut this video here because originally I'd done a lot more on the camera. I'd shown you the pan and tilt, the day and night modes, the auto mode, the microphone both ways, stuff like that. But I realised it was making this video become even longer, and this video is just about the plugs really. So what I'm going to do is, it's worthy of a video in its own right for people who are only buying the camera. If you've got the plugs, you know how to connect them up. The camera is exactly the same. You can, when the video comes out, you can just skip that bit. But for people just buying the camera, I'm going to do a similar video to this on how to set it all up and go into a bit more detail about the camera, showing all its modes and the two-way communication and the alarm function and stuff like that. So look out for that in the very near coming future. I hope this one has been of some use for you. I'm going to put links below to the set of Tapo energy monitoring plugs that I'm reviewing in this video. Like I say, you can get them individually and everything. I bought a set of 4. I'll put links to that on Amazon. I'll also put a link to this, which I mentioned in the video. It's a similar sort of thing. It monitors the energy kilowatts. It monitors a bit more actually, because it monitors amps and volts and watts and kilowatt hours and everything. You can put your own price in, and it's handy for just doing a review on a separate machine, then unplugging it. So I'll put links for that in below as well. Now they are affiliated links. If you do click on them and buy something from that session, I get a tiny commission. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it's just a few pennies to me, and it helps keep this channel going. So if you are going to buy anything, it'd be great if you could click on them. You can buy anything. You don't have to buy these plugs, buy a pair of trousers or a coat or anything like that. But that'd be great if you could do that through them links. So yeah, like I said, hopefully it's been of some use. Would I recommend them? Absolutely, definitely. Like I said, I found them fascinating, just analysing all the usage, the ins and outs, how many kilowatt hours it's using, how many kilowatts at a certain time. The washing machine, I didn't go into it, but washing machine's very interesting. Different programs, 40 degrees, 30 degrees. What's going to be the difference in cost? How many kilowatts extra does it use getting up to 40 degrees than 30 degrees? Sometimes a longer program, like a 3-hour tumble dry, can be cheaper than a 1-hour tumble dry because it's using a gentler heat. So dead handy for them sort of things, as well as just the ability to turn them on and off remotely while you're sat in the pub or you're lying in bed or whatever. So again, hope it's been of some use. Keep your eye out for some other videos coming on very, very soon. I shall see you for them. Thanks for watching this one. Oh, nearly forgot. If you do like it, please give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs down. If you want to subscribe and you haven't already done so, please click the little picture of the shed here on the left and or on your right, and click the little bell icon below to be informed of any new videos that I upload. Like I said, I'm going to keep them coming quick, thick and fast as I can. Thanks for watching this one. See you for the next one. Bye for now.